Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Thursday, March 6th. It is 6:20 right now. We've got market opening up in about 10 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. Got a few things here to update and we should be good to go. Looks good. Looks like we are good to go here. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. Sent out. You guys here in the premium. All right, link sent out. Like we are good to go. So, all right, guys, as people join in, I'm gonna go ahead and start marking liquidity up over here. The daily time frame. Going down to the 2 hour. Down to the 1 hour. Down to the 30 minute. Down to the 15 minute. Down to the 10 minute. And back down to the 1 minute here. All right, guys, looks like we are good to go. So good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, March 6th. It is 6:23 right now. We have market opening up in about 7 minutes. I marked up liquidity over here. Closest level of liquidity above is currently at 42,705. Closest level below is at 42,637. This will probably get knocked out here pre-market, but we'll kind of see what happens here when we get closer to market open. The volatility is currently at 16 ATR, so it's looking like it's going to be a high volatility day again today. But again, like I've said in the past, we're going to play by ear and kind of just see where this ends up going. So with that said, we have more volatility, or we have more liquidity sitting below and liquidity sitting up here as well. So price can really go in either direction today. And if you all take a look at the overall bias, we'll take a look at the overall trend bias, market profile, volume profile, clean chart, and smart resistance, just to have an idea of where price is likely to be going for today. So mark this up over here as a liquidity target. Also want to check if there's news today. I believe there is. What we saw yesterday. I 'Cause- 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 ' All right, so let's check out news first. So for today, we had news at 5:15. It was ADP employment change. So I'll mark that up. We have a couple more news events at 6:45. S&P Global Composite PMI, which is inflation news. So 5:15 over here. $5:15, 6:45, 7, and 7:30. Oh, this is yesterday's. My bad, guys. Let me fix this. I hate when it does that. I don't know why it doesn't update. I refreshed it earlier. Yeah, for some reason it does this. Okay, there we go. So we had news over here at, let's see. We had news over here at 5:30. So 5:30, and that's about it. We have some low impact news events over here at 7:30, but they're not super big. I mean, they're pretty much low impact. But yeah, the only news event we had today was at 5:30. So let me update this. 5:30, which was right here. And that's all we got. We have a couple news events at like 7:30, but they're very low impact, so I'm not really going to mark them up, but we will pay attention to it when they do come up. So with that said, guys, we have market opening up shortly in about 3 minutes. We have a liquidity target right here, which is probably going to get hit pre-market. Next liquidity target below is at 42,597, so a little while down here. But yeah, this liquidity here just got touched. It's probably going to break through it in a few. There we go. Broke right through it like we expected because it was pretty close to current price. Let's take an overall bias of the market now. Hey, Sam, morning. See who else is here so far. Morning, Maria. Morning, Lila. Morning, Christian. Morning, everybody. But yeah, let's take a look at the overall bias. So looking over here at the trend bias, guys, you can see over here on the higher time frames, the 4 hour, 1 hour, 30-minute, 10-minute, 5-minute, and 1 minute, pretty much all the time frames. You can see prices below the pivots. The trend meter is red. Pivots are angling to the downside. So this is indicating that we're in an overall bearish bias for today. This is kind of similar to what's been happening all week. So this is kind of what we're going to be looking forward to, possibly some sells, ideally, because the overall trend here is showing across all the time frames that, price is likely to keep dropping. Looking over here at the market profile, we have a current rejection off the point of control right here. So again, that's another confluence for a sell. So sells here are looking pretty decent. Looking over here at the market profile on the 30-minute, also we have another rejection right here off the value high. So again, that's going to be another confirmation that we might be looking for sells today. Looking over here at the volume profile, there's no rejections on here, so there's no confluences on this specific chart. Looking at the clean chart, again, we have some nice rejections off these whole numbers off the top end. So right here at the 44,700 and 44,650, some nice rejections off the top end. So with that said, this is going to line up with some sells. Lastly, looking over here at the SR chart. At the SR chart here, we currently have rejections off the resistance right here and rejection off the resistance up here. So with that said, we also have possibility of confluences to the downside. So sells are looking really good today. We got rejections off the SR chart, support and resistance. We have rejections off the clean chart here, the whole numbers. We have rejections off the 30-minute market profile. We also have rejections off the 1-minute market profile. On top of that, we have an overall bearish trend. So sells here are looking good, and the price is dumping right here. It's probably going to drop even further to the liquidity target, which is down here. Yeah. So that's probably going to be the target right there. Price continues to drop lower. For my TP stop loss today, guys, I'm going to make some adjustments. I'm either going to go for the 20-30 or I'm going to go for the 30-30. I'm probably going to stick with the 30-30. And I'm probably gonna take off my trailing stop. The problem with the trailing stop is that it caused slippage across my accounts on Tuesday. So I'm just gonna go for the targets. I think using the trailing stop is a little tricky when I'm copying so many accounts because not all of them are gonna close around the same time if the stop and profit is gonna be triggered. So I'm gonna stick with a target for today, guys. Again, I'm probably gonna stick with the 30-30, but if the volatility doesn't pick up and it stays flat, then we're probably I'm gonna go back to my 20-30. But you can see over here what price rejected off directly off the news price right here is a really sharp rejection. Price came down sharply, rejected directly off it, and pushing back up to the sessions right there. So looks like price is establishing a range right here between this upper area and this lower area right here. We'll see what happens here when market opens up. We got market opening up, or actually market already opened up. Sorry, guys. I'm totally off. I missed it. So we got market open right now. I didn't realize market opened already. Obviously, this is where the big spike in price happened because of market open. So market is now open right here. Price is pushed up slightly. Pushed up about 46 points. The breakout's currently running right now for a sell. So it's running from this point right here, currently in profit. So it looks like it's coming back down pretty sharply right there. All right, we got market over here kind of just bouncing back and forth. Again, it's projecting off the news price right there at 530. Let's see if price breaks through it. Yeah, breakout's currently running in profit right there, guys. Almost to its 1-to-1. If you guys are looking to take that 1-to-1 for 50 points, it is going to be right there. The overall bias here is still looking good for a sell, so looks like it's about a hit right there. Full TP for the 1-to-1. So if you guys take the breakout, full TP right there for a 1-to-1, you're going for the 100. We'll come back and take a look at that shortly. Price is blasting right through the liquidity targets. So like I said earlier this morning, guys, the bias here for a sell is very strong. All the whole trend bias here from the 4-hour down to the 1 minute is all bearish. Breakout is currently running to its 100-point target. It's already hit the 50 points there. If you want to move your stop loss and profit, you can. Going over here to the market profile. So the 1 minute market profile, we don't really have a rejection up here. We just have a big dump to the downside. Looking over here on the 30-minute, again, price is rejecting off the top end. So sells are looking good right now still. Volume profile, we have rejections off the point of control. Clean chart, we have rejections right here off the upper levels. And then same with the support and resistance up here. Some nice rejections off the top end. We got a big order right there, 100 contracts for a sell that just came in. Price is jumping further. It looks like the breakout's hitting the 100 points. Almost there. There's no entries for us here yet, but price is dumping just like we anticipated from market open. So liquidity here got knocked out, guys. I'm gonna leave the lower liquidity level, and I'm gonna use this as an area of manipulation. So if price ends up swinging back up, we're gonna see this as a fake out. If price stays below it, then see this as a continuation to the downside. Currently sitting right here. There's no entries for us to take right now, fortunately. I mean, I would have loved to take, an MPS down here, but we just don't have that. We might have a break and retest off the value high over here. We'll see if this here rejects off it. If it rejects off it, possibly continuation to the downside. We have some nice rejections off the top end though, so sellers are still looking good. We're currently at the support right now, 2 on the SR charts over here. This could be a flip back up. I mean, we'll see. We got some rejections on both ends now. So looking over here at the clean chart, we also have a rejection off the bottom end. But I don't think that's going to hold. Nice rejection right there off the market profile. Again, like I said, I like to look at the market profile versus the I think market profile is like where I'm going to be finding most of my rejections from, obviously. Rejection off the 30-minute, rejection off the 1 minute. It's just overall bias right now is really strong for a sell. Again, here on the clean chart, price is having trouble getting past this whole number, the 550. Same with the SR over here, support resistance. Price is currently bouncing off the support. So, I mean, we would need to have some sort of retracement. There's an engulfing candle right here if anybody was looking to take that or if they did take it. This is actually an A plus setup, guys. I don't know if anybody caught that as an A plus. So we had the MPS that came down over here, engulfing, another engulfing right there. This was, I mean, it kind of came down at the last second. So you have to really be paying attention to catch that engulfing right there for an A plus plus. So this is an A plus plus setup. This is scenario number 3, I believe. MPS V2 started up here, engulfing, engulfing. The third setup right here is where the A plus plus had it happened. Right. It's still a little early in the market, so it's kind of too tricky for me to want to hop into anything at this very moment. I mean, it's moving pretty crazy. So 100 points hit over here for the breakout, guys. If you guys took it, full TP right there for 100 points. I will this over here in the chat. There you go for the breakout. So I know some of you guys asked about the breakout, you know, if it works well. I like I said, the strategy works really well. It's just if you're able to take it every day, because you need to have some sort of cushion to take the trades when you goes into a drawdown period, which happens pretty, like it happens maybe like once every couple months. A lot of times it'll be pretty smooth, but for the most part, once every couple months, you'll go through a heavy drawdown phase where it's like 5 back-to-back losses, and it's going to really eat into your account until you have you go back into a streak. So looking at this so far, we have no entries here. Again, I was looking for a retracement, so I'm looking for a buy signal to come up and then possibly come back down further. It's actually a nice setup right here. It was a break and retest. That engulfing candle was a break and retest off liquidity. Thing is, this candle came down at the very last second. So it literally came up and then it came down super sharply and then blasted right through. E-term's currently 30 right now. So I think using a 30, 38 TP stop loss could be pretty solid. If it gets any lower, then obviously drop it down to a 20. The volatility here is still pretty decent. So we got price bouncing around. Yeah, Samson took the breakout and retest sell. Couldn't figure out the A plus setup. Yeah, the A plus setup is basically it's like 3 entries, but you're following on the third one. It's like 1 MPS and then 2 either engulfings or V1s. So 2 reversal patterns and then an NPS. And then on the third one is usually where the entry happens because it's considered an A plus plus because it's kind of like you're following the leg, like the third leg of price movement. So for example, right here, Sam, we had the first leg, right? The NPS, so price came down, retrace. That's the first leg. The second leg is right here with the engulfing, and then the third leg is right here. Because typically when you're looking for a trending move, there's going to be about like 3 legs, right? If it's really trending, so like 1 leg, 2 leg, 3 leg, MPS, engulfing, and then the other engulfing right here. And then vice versa, if you're looking in the opposite direction, same thing, right? First leg pushes up, second leg pushes up, third leg pushes up, and then it tends to reverse from there. And that's only when it's like trending very hard. Like right now, obviously it's trending super hard to the downside. We looked at the confluences here with regard to the trend and everything kind of pointed towards the sell. So situation like that, we were kind of looking for, you know, continuation in that direction. Yeah, it just needs to be, you need to have confidence in it, of course. So I wouldn't recommend taking it just out of the blue unless you've seen it enough and you really have confidence in that type of move. We had a pending buy signal right here, didn't close. We're looking for that buy signal to close because once the buy signal closes, we can look for the continuation. As of now, we have the sellers in control from up here, of course. So sellers have been in control for a while. Buyers look like they may try to get back in control here. If they don't get back in control, then this is going to be just, a small retracement. So this is pushed up from this lower end, about 60 points. Again, this candle here keeps having a pending buy signal, which is what we're waiting for, what we're looking for. It just has not closed yet. Once that happens, we'll look for confluences from the downside. So looking at this right here, we have a rejection off the value low. Right here as well, guys, we have a rejection off the value low. So price might push back up from where it's currently at right now. We're getting some rejections over here. The volume profile doesn't have a rejection there yet, but we will be looking for that. Looking over here in the clean chart, we also have a rejection off the lows. And also rejection off the support level right there. It just doesn't have enough to hold. So it's pushing up a little bit, but it doesn't have enough to hold right there. We'll just have to keep coming back to checking it here. Volume profile, again, another rejection off the top end right there. Candles are like pretty violent right now. This engulfing candle is pretty huge compared to the others. So you guys can see the ATR here is starting to fluctuate very, very, very often. It was currently at 30, then it went down to 28, then it went down to 26, and it jumped right back to 35. So yeah, exactly. Like what Sam just said right now, he said a lot of indecisions, candles flipping last minute. Exactly, because this right here looked like price was going to push up, and then all of a sudden it came down super sharply, right? So just be careful, guys. I mean, it looks like price is going to start consolidating around this middle area right here, which, is fine, not a big deal, but ideally we want price to, push away from here. We're currently in some consolidation right there. We still don't have a buy signal, so I mean, I don't think there's going to be a setup for an NPS anytime soon. There's another engulfing candle right here. There was an engulfing candle right there, but there weren't really too many rejections off the top end, so honestly, it's a little tricky to get into something like that when there's not enough confluences. So looking at this here, it looks like price here might just be ranging around this area for a bit. Yeah, Brock said we were stuck at the demand from Monday to Tuesday. Wrong time to hold trades and decision galore. Yeah, I agree with you too. It's not the best time right here. Because there can be a bounce here, of course, right? There could be a bounce off the value low. But price is just not really. That's kind of what I'm expecting here. See how price is rejecting directly off that value low? So here on the 1 minute, we're having some pretty strong rejections off the value low. The 30-minute over here, whenever it pushes up, it gets a rejection. It hasn't closed yet. It has 16 minutes left on this candle. So we actually have a lot of time. A big buy order just came in right now. 99 contracts for a sell. Sorry, not a buy, a sell. So 99 contracts for a sell just came in. But we are at the low right now, so we'll see what happens. All right, so we got price break broken right through the value low right here. Price is now at the next level. We have the sessions down here, and we have liquidity down here as well. Pumping like crazy. It's like really tempting to chase the sell, but it's like, I mean, because obviously we've been looking for sells here, but we just don't have any retracement or confirmations of retracement. Obviously the sellers are back in control right here, put a red bar. We had a really small retracement right here. So price came down super sharp, retraced a little bit, then it started coming down even further. The problem is we're now at this area of manipulation, right? Price is rejecting right there directly off the sessions, not just the sessions, but also liquidity. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a tricky area right here, guys, because right here, this could be a possible fake out and then a swing back up. Or this could be another fake out where it consolidates here for a little bit, pulls up, traps the buyers, and comes back down. We're in an area right here. So it's rejecting off the sessions, also rejecting off the value low right here off the 1 minute. Also rejecting off the value low right here on the 30-minute. So we're getting some pretty sharp rejections right there. Volume profile, there's nothing over here to really use for our analysis. Also on the clean chart, rejecting off the 450 price point right here. Let me see if there's any SRs down here. Not quite on the 1 hour. There's a big zone down there. All right, so this is the 4-hour support zone. So we got a couple of rejections over here on the SR. Rejecting off the 4-hour support level right here. I mean, it's not necessarily rejecting off, it's kind of just sitting down here right now. So I'll leave it as is right here. And, we'll come back and take a look at it. So nice rejection off the bottom end right here, off the levels. The volume profile, there's no confirmation there of rejection. Rejection here off the 30-minute market profile and rejection off the 1 minute here. Still don't have that buy signal, guys. We're looking for that buy signal. All right, yeah, there's a lot of indecisiveness right here because you can see how all my lines are kind of lined up. We had the buyers kind of push price up, then push price back down, and push price back up. So you can see from these bars over here, this is where a lot of the indecisiveness has started to happen. We really just need to get a confirmation of that retracement. Once we get that confirmation, it's gonna pretty much make all the difference. So I'll probably take these off here because, obviously it's a little irrelevant. This area here, they're so choppy. But we do want that buy signal. Buy signal is going to establish that, retracement is technically happening at this point. Again, we have a bottom rejection here off the market profile. The green candle they're not strong enough to hold. You can see again here, it's flipping a lot. Price will push up like about 50 points and then it comes right back down. Strong doji candle right there. Still have a rejection off the value low, so I'm gonna take a look at that in a few. But there aren't as many entries today, at least not yet. Set that one there. Yeah, Jasper said there was a V1 off the pivots on the 2 minute. Wanted to take it, but he set out. I'm assuming for a sell, right? Yeah, V1 for a sell. It's kind of tricky right now because price is overextended. So yeah, it's probably a good decision to sit out for a little bit because there are rejections on the bottom end. It's about 279 points to the downside. So it's due for retracement. On top of that, I think the 30-minute market profiles is a good threshold to identify the bounce happened right here. So it's probably gonna push up a little bit. This candle is gonna close in about 10 minutes. So I think once the next 30-minute candle closes, it's gonna give us a better idea of where price is gonna be bouncing from. I think what's gonna happen here, guys, is we're probably gonna have this right here. So I think price is gonna push up and then it's gonna come back down, bounce off this value low, and then it's gonna come back higher and then possibly test the point of control here. Just a couple of different scenarios here. I mean, it depends on how this closes. This candle would have to close above this green line though. So we have 9 minutes left on this candle for the 30-minute candle. And if this does close above it, I think it's going to break and retest this area right here, this value low. And it's probably going to push back up to the, and you can see here now it's pushing up. Break and retest and back to the point of control. Because like I said in the past, guys, and I said this yesterday and pretty much all this week, price tends to bounce off these areas. We identify them as bounce areas, and the target areas are going to be the point of control, right? It's going to be these black lines, or it's going to be these green boxes. Because that's where people, like in general, like this is where the market is identifying fair value, right? This is where they think price should be. Price should be at these black lines, or price should be right here at these green bars. This is considered fair value for people right here. And the reason why it's considered fair value is because that's where most trading happened in the previous days. Right, this is where market actually stayed and it kind of sat around that area, and people fought for price at these price points. So there's a couple different target areas here. If price does push back up, the thing is, like, there's a lot of things happening behind the scenes that could affect the market. And you can see right here, it's pushing all the way back up, rejection off the value lows, just like I said, and it's pushed right back up to opening price. So again, we'll see if there's any MPS V2s that come up over here. Rejection off the value low right there, rejection off the value low. Green chart over here. Don't really see any other rejections, just rejection from down here at the 450. The SR chart bounced directly off the 4-hour support level. It's now rejecting off the resistance. Let's see if price is ready to come back down. So we have the buyers back in control right here for a little bit. And we'll see if price comes right back down from here. So looking at market profile, no rejections off the top end. We do have rejections off the point of control. I think for me personally, guys, I'm probably going to wait for the 30-minute candle to close, because the 30-minute candle is probably going to be it's going to identify where the next bounce is going to happen. So, I mean, ideally, I would probably want to see some sort of confluence from either side first. We got 7 minutes till the 30-minute candle closes. We got some time. All right. So we got price rejecting off the same zone from earlier. Looks like it was a big fake out from earlier this morning, guys. Or not this morning, but just even a few minutes ago. Price came down, faked out, came back up. I didn't really extend this out earlier, but it's looking like price is kind of pulling back into this range here. This isn't even considered a range, more so like a consolidation zone. Barak said NQ and YM are twins now. Yeah, are they moving the same way? Check CNBC real quick if there's any updates. There's layoff announcements here. So US employers announced 172,017 layoffs for February. That's crazy. And then they're putting federal jobs at 62,242. Yeah, that's crazy. The I don't think this is necessarily affecting the market directly. I think, well, no, it's going to tomorrow because so with all those layoffs, the NFP tomorrow is going to be pretty crazy, I think. So the NFP data tomorrow is probably going to show that there's like a lot less jobs available. Um, so I think we're probably going to expect an even bigger drop tomorrow, guys, for NFP because now that data has came out, it's showing that there's going to be a lot less jobs because all the layoffs happen, and then the federal jobs people are getting laid off as well. And yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see what's going to happen with market tomorrow because I'm definitely going to see some more drops. Tomorrow's when the actual that's the big day. It's NFP day, so that's where like the big data comes out. Data came out today too, but it wasn't like as strong as NFP. So yeah, we had initial jobless claims right here. It showed positive, but it's still pretty low on the 4-week average. And then continuing jobless claims is really where it started to show there. So we'll see. Yeah, if that's the case, expecting more of a drop. All right, so we have a pending sell signal right here. Price is back into this consolidation zone that we drew earlier. I don't see any rejections off the top end over here on the 1 minute. Looking at the 30-minute, we do have rejections on both ends. Rejection off the point of control. Looking over here at the volume profile, no rejections off the top end. Looking here at the clean chart, there's not really any specific rejections. I mean, price did fake out right here and it came back down, but there's no like wick rejections off the whole numbers, of course. Lastly, over here on the support resistance chart, we did have a nice rejection right here off the resistance area, and price is on its way back down further. No sell signal yet, so there's no MPS coming up at this moment, but the sell signal has been pending for some time here. We got 3 minutes till the 30-minute candle close. I'm hoping that we don't get that sell signal until then, because I'd like to see where this 30-minute market profile is going to end up. So if it closes below here, we might get a rejection of the value low and it might come down lower. There's just two different scenarios here. Looking at where price is currently at, it's either going to come below, break and retest from there, or if that doesn't happen, then it's probably going to be above, break and retest and come back up. So it looks like it's trying to close above or below this green line right here, right? We'll see. We got 2 minutes there. Sell signal still hasn't closed, so not really of relevance to us. We got another sell signal here currently pending. Let's see. Sam is asking, was there an MPS V2? So I didn't see any MPS V2 here. There was a buy signal here, so the green candle would have to close up here. So I don't see any MPS V2 here, but there was a V1 right there. A couple of V1s actually, engulfing V1, V1, V1 right there. I'm looking to take an entry here, but the problem is that our entry is going to be right here at the red flag at the session. So I don't think I'm going to be able to take this MPS V2. I'm hoping this candle doesn't close with the sell signal. I don't want it to, because if it does, I'm going to be straight in this red flag right here. So I want this to retrace up a little further. Yeah, I'm okay with taking trades that go into the news price and opening price, but I don't really want to take trades that go into the sessions. The sessions tend to have, price does respect the sessions a lot more. Nice. So yeah, Sam took both of the entries here, V1 and second V1 right there, the downside. I mean, it seems like a lot of these entries, so like a lot of these V1s and engulfings, as long as you're taking them like for sells, they're typically going to hit, right? Because the bearish trend here is like it's still super strong. 4 hours bearish, 1 hour is bearish, 30 minutes bearish, 10 minutes bearish, 5 minutes bearish, 1 minute bearish, etc. Everything here is bearish. So like a lot of these patterns to the downside show, strong bearish confirmation. So what I'm looking for here now, guys, is I'm looking for price to maybe come up a little bit, bounce off this area, and then come back down further off a 30-minute chart. The sells here are looking good though. So we have a confirmation right there, rejection of the volume profile. We don't have any rejections here off the clean chart yet, but looks like it's bound to happen soon. Still haven't gotten that sell signal. So again, price keeps getting pulled back into this consolidation range right here. There goes, price pushes right back up. So what I'm looking for here on this 30-minute is I'm looking for price to push up like it's currently pushing. And then I'm looking for the rejection point. So the rejection point is either going to happen at the point of control or it's going to happen right here at this green line. That's kind of what I'm looking for. I'm actually glad that price did push up from right here because I want the, like I wouldn't want to sell entry from down here. It's too close to the sessions. Preferably. Oh gosh, yeah. So yeah, because this was lined up with it, so it kind of looked like it was a sell signal, but it was actually opposite buy signal right there. Yeah, no problem, Sam. All right, so we're actually in a big range now. So this range here, I could probably move it down. Move this up. Yeah, this range looks pretty decently valid. Price is respecting the zones right there. All right. So it's doing exactly what I just said, right? So look at the rejection right here. It's off this green line. The green line doesn't extend through, but that's kind of where I was expecting that rejection from myself. I'm looking for price to push up, reject off here, and then provide more opportunities for sells. So you can see from the 30-minute over here, it's trying to push away from this value low. I just extended it out with this black line. Big contract right now. It's 100 contracts for a buy just came in. We'll see if they get flattened out. Nothing on the volume profile. Rejection off the top end right here on the clean chart off the 600 level. Rejection off the resistance right here as well. I mean, price is just consolidating within this middle area where I'm looking for these confluences from the upside. So if I do get a sell entry, be able to get into that. But again, right here, price is getting pushed up. The only rejection points I see right now are going to be off this value low. Unless price pushes up to the point of control and bounces off there. Ideally, this would probably be even better. The higher up to the push to the upside and continuation back down, the better, so that we have space down here to take sells. So nothing here yet. We're still waiting. Again, if you guys are just coming in, another big contract right there came in for, let me see, 50 contracts for a buy. So price is trying to get pushed up right now. A lot of buy contracts getting filled. Huge 50 contracts, 100 contracts, 12 contracts, 16 contracts. Definitely trying to push price back up to the point of control, which it's almost there. It's back at open right now. So the buyers obviously got back in control from here. Is there any news right now that's causing that bullish push? Not really. It's just a correction. Dow drops 500 points and selling returns to Wall Street on Trump tariff confusion. Any update here? AI stocks drop. There's no updates here. There's nothing here really pushing price to the upside. I believe we had some news here at 7 o'clock. So we had news here at 7 o'clock, wholesale inventories, which were negative. We have gas stock change at 7:30. All right, we're finally at the point of control, so we might be able to see a bounce back to the downside from up here. Rejection off the point of control right there. ATR is super. Let me check the ATR. ATR is really high right now, 43 ATR. Huge push to the upside. It's still pushing up higher. So it looks like price might push up to, I mean, if it pushes up to the value high over here, then that's going to be an even stronger rejection. I mean, the higher it pushes, the stronger rejection, of course, because it's going to have to be overextended and it's going to have to swing back. So this right here was actually an MPSV2. I mean, it's a really tricky one because the buy signal came up right here. And then price came down for a while. And this candle that came up, it was just a huge candle as well. So it's not one that I would necessarily want to chase. It's like the same thing I got burnt with yesterday. So this right here was an MPSV2. I'm just marking these up so you guys can have an idea of like what to look for or what you guys are looking for. There was a A++ setup right there. This here was a MPSV2. Let's see, so the buyers were in control from here. This MPSV2 would have classified as an A+ setup. So we had a V1 variation right here. I'll just clean this up. So we had price come down from here, V1 variation, MPSV2 is pending, V1 engulfing. This candle right here would have been the final confirmation for that A++. But I mean, I wouldn't have taken it because the candle was too big. I wasn't even paying attention to it being MPSV2. So if you guys notice here, the momentum signals aren't coming up super often, right? So when the momentum signals come up very rarely like this shows you that the market is going to be trending for a while. Like the legs here last for a while. So you can see over here from the sell signal, price came down pretty heavy before it flipped right this way. And then when the buy signal came up, it's going to push up for a while before it flips again. So kind of estimating the time here from the sell signal up until the start for reversal, it's about a 30-minute move. It's about 28 minutes right here, 28 minutes to 30 minutes. Same with this one over here. We might be able to see this kind of push up for another, maybe another couple minutes. So it might come up here, grab the liquidity, maybe even climb up a little higher. And then once it gets to the 28-minute mark, you can probably start to see a turn back to the downside. So yeah, Christian said, yeah, seeing that MPS, but the candle is too big. Learned his lesson yesterday. Me too, Christian, me too. Makes two of us. Right, this liquidity got knocked out. Looks like price might come up and grab this liquidity right there. Okay, so we're currently at the value high now. We might get close to starting to see some sort of reversal back to the downside. Right now, price is overpriced in the eyes of market profile. Looking at this right here on the 1 minute, maybe price might push up a little bit higher, bounce off, and there you go. It pushed up a little higher to the market profile. So looking at this here, this looks like a nice reversal point. So possible rejection right here off the market profile off the 1 minute. Also possible rejection off the market profile here on the 30-minute. Also possible rejection here off the volume profile. And lastly, nice rejection here off the whole number at the 750. So the sells might start to come in soon. Support resistance, there's no rejections off here yet, but if it swings back down, so if it fakes out up here, swings down, retests, and comes back down further, that could possibly be the instance. But again, we're gonna wait and see. We got a V1 up here. V1 engulfing setting up. Yeah, Sam said I'm holding my trades for a while, very spiky. I'm already deep in green. I wait for clear range breakout and show of actual direction. Yeah, Same here. I mean, we had this range here marked up. It pretty much kind of faked out in both directions. Initially faked out below, faked out above, came back into the range, and then it shot right through it. So yeah, I'd be doing the same thing. All right, we have a rejection off the top end for market profile 1 minute. Rejection off the value high here, market profile 30-minute. Rejection off the volume profile, rejection off the whole number. So we have a nice bit of confluence here. There's about 3 confluences: clean chart rejection, 30-minute market profile off the value high, and then also right here on the 1 minute. So we'll see if this becomes a flip to the downside. I mean, we're not going to predict anything here. We're kind of just going to go with the flow of market. If price decides to push up higher before it comes down, then great. You guys can see from the V1 and the engulfing never closed up here. So, I mean, price could continue pushing up from this point. Possibly. We have another engulfing candle right here that just came up. So break and retest off the liquidity target. Price broke above, retraced back, bounced off the liquidity target, and now it's slightly pushing back up even further. So rejection off the value high. Rejection off the value high. This might be the turn for the downside now. Now you just want to wait for the confirmation, right? You don't want to take the trade directly off the rejection. You kind of want to wait for it to confirm that there's some sort of entry to the downside. Hasn't happened yet, but that's for the most part what I'd be looking for. CJ said, missed it to grab some water. Brock, did you take it? Brock probably took it secretly. Yeah, Jasper said price entered a high volume area on the 1 hour, been marking it up lately, and price typically pushes from one end to the other. Use that as confluence to ride the buy for 100. Almost entered on the close of the 4 hour when it rejected off the volume low. That would have been amazing. Oh, but didn't want to gamble, waiting for more confirmation. Yeah, same here, Jasper. I'm waiting for that confirmation. So we do have the bounces here, right? But I don't necessarily want to trade off the bounce. I want to wait for some sort of confirmation back to the downside or to the upside. I mean, it doesn't matter which direction, right? Really just waiting for some sort of confirmation here before I hop in. Again, if you guys are just joining in, there was a couple entries that came up today. The breakout hit for full TP for 100 points, 1 to 2. Again, we had a A+ setup right here and the MPS V2, but they were in areas that we don't typically want to look. Red flags over here, and price was consolidating and ranging over here. We're looking for price to swing back down, so we do have some confluences here for a sell. We'd have to wait for it to actually come down from here. Rejection off the volume profile. Yeah, nothing here still. Just waiting. Yeah, Christian said I'll wait for the sell signal and see what happens next. Shabam said, does it look like it's struggling here? No steam and clean push now, it's deciding. But yeah, agreed. Maybe perfect downtrend grab. Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. Right, CJ. Yeah, no, I'm doing the same thing, guys. I'm just waiting. I'm not gonna force anything here. I feel like yesterday's trade was a little bit of a FOMO move for me because I mean my rule is not to take trades at like the big candles, and I did, which happens sometimes, of course. But yeah, a little bit of FOMO move on my end yesterday. Looks like it's starting to lose steam here though, like what Shabam said. You can see the price is kind of flat out, starting to flatten out. It's not really having that continuous push to the upside. The thing is, like, price is pushed up pretty far. So we've had like these really, really long strides today. This stride up here is about 300 points, 335. And then from up here as well, we have a 255 stride. So it's around like 255 to 330. 200 to 300 point moves per leg, basically. The bearish leg right here, bullish leg right here. But yeah, it looks like price is having trouble right now. Market profile is adapting with market though, so we'll kind of see. I'm just waiting. Because this candle is huge. Look at this 30-minute candle, guys. This 30-minute candle is really, really big candle right here. It's pretty much engulfing all of the previous candles. So, I mean, we might have to wait until 7:30, another 15 minutes. Once this candle closes, we might have correction back to the downside. But I don't know, this candle is huge though, from what I can see. Let's see, Christian shared a screenshot. Christian said 3 rejections right here off the 1 hour on the New York low. Yeah, this might be the bounce. I mean, if that's the case and that's the bounce where price bounces back up, then I mean, that could be good too. Or if the rejection is happening right here, it's now rejecting off the value high again. I guess we'll see. Looking over here at the trend, overall trend bias, the 4 hour is still bearish, 1 hour is bearish, 30 minutes bearish. 10-minute is rejecting off the pivot off the high end. 5-minute shifted to a bullish, and 1 minute also shifted to the upside too. So I guess we'll kind of see what happens here in a few. Yeah, Siobhan said could try to grab liquidity ready for tomorrow's crash if it does reject here very sharply. Yeah, I agree too. Yeah, CJ said, Sean, in your defense, we've been dealing with crazy, randomly huge candles and the ATR for the past couple of weeks, and it still hit. You just chose a single one that decided not to hit. I know. I was talking to Mike about that yesterday. I was like, man, it's crazy. Like 7 entries hit, and the only one that I decided to take did not hit. So, I'll just call it bad luck at that, unfortunately. All right, let's see if this here starts to flip back down. We have a rejection off liquidity right there. The only problem here is if price does come back down from here, we do have a session right there. We have Asia low. So it's going to be trouble here if we're going to be looking for some sells. I don't think we have enough space to really take a trade around here. I guess we'll see. Yeah, exactly, CJ. CJ said the same thing happened on Monday of last week too. You just chose the wrong one. I know, it's crazy. It's like I look for all the confirmations and everything hits and I avoid all the red flag ones, but the one that I decide to take, it just ends up being, it's like the only clean one too, and it ends up flipping. But it's all good, like we've talked about in the past, guys, it's all part of the game. It's like something that you can't really avoid it, unfortunately. So here's the volume profile. We have a lot of rejections off the top end now. We have rejection off the volume profile from the top, rejection off the value high here on the 30-minute, rejection off the value high over here on the 1 minute, rejection off the whole number over here, or not yet, almost. And rejection off support up here. So we kind of have to, I mean, price here is now consolidating, it looks like. So same thing as earlier. Probably just going to wait for this to break out of the area. Got that consolidation range marked up right there. Thanks, Sam. Yeah, we got natural gas storage in about 10 minutes, 7:30, coming up shortly. Yeah, Barack said, until I stop caring, if it meets the criteria, hit it. If it doesn't, kill the vibe before it takes toll on your emotions. Yeah, exactly. That's why for me, I'm pretty strict with my I'm pretty strict with my analysis. With my analysis and my entries. Because if I'm not, then there's gonna be a lot of opportunities where you get caught up in, bad trades, of course. See how big this range is. Pretty big range, about a 40-point range here. All right, we'll see what happens here. Again, so if price pushes up higher, it's pretty much going to invalidate the value high here. It's going to push up. So this candle is going to close in about, and so look at where price is pushing from. We had a rejection right here from the value low, and it's pushing to the green bar right here, right? Remember I mentioned earlier? I said if price pushes up higher, it's going to push. There's a couple target price points. There's one right here. There's one right here. And there's another one right here. So if price wants to climb, it can climb. There's a bunch of point of controls here which are considered fair value for a lot of people. So kind of see what happens here next. Price is pushing right back up to that point right here, this black line. It's actually already in the point of control around that point. But we're getting rejections off the bottom end now. It's within the point of control. So there's one of two things that will likely happen here. Price will either bounce off this and then come back down, or it's going to close above it. So it's the same thing that we were looking at earlier, guys. So we were looking at this candle to close earlier to see kind of where the rejections would happen. This candle is going to close in the next 6 minutes. So the next 6 minutes, we'll kind of determine, is this going to bounce off the point of control and come back down to this point of control? Or is it going to, close above it, retest it, and then push up to this point of control? The swings here are just, they're very big swings. So you can see over here, like I said earlier, guys, we only had 2 momentum signals this whole session. So we had one sell signal right here, and we had one buy signal right here. So these swings last for a pretty long time. I mean, this one's been pushing for 33 minutes now. Yeah, it's been 33 minutes. Yeah, Christian said it's a matter of placing one good trade, like in Mike Villafiore's book, One Good Trade. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Focus on that one good trade and you'll be solid. That's kind of what I'm looking for here. I'm not looking to squeeze anything in, not looking to force anything. No FOMO here, just looking for that one good trade. I just don't see anything here. I mean, price is pushed up. We've had like 2 entries here that have came up. If you look over here at these engulfings and V1s, there's a couple good ones and then there's a couple bad ones here, or just one bad one actually. There's like one here that hit, obviously. This one here didn't hit. This one did hit. This one hit. It seems like you can take a lot of these V1s or engulfings in the direction of the trend and you should be fine. Market's got me kind of tired. Kind of tired, kind of lazy. All right, let's see what we got here. Price is coming down a little bit. Price might be on its way back down from here. Sell signal pending. So we got a couple of rejections off here. Rejection off the value high, like I said earlier. Nothing here off the volume profile, but it is coming below. Not too much right there either. Rejection off the resistance right there. So no sell signal yet, but the sell signal is pending. I was hoping the sell signal would come up right here because, like I said, if we get too close to the sessions, I mean, I'm not going to be able to take anything down there. Yeah, it's going to be tough. The entry would have to happen. The entry would have to happen somewhere around here. If we get too low to the sessions, it's going to be in the red flag area. CJ said our CFO Kodi isn't here this morning. Must be sleeping in. You know, it's funny. He was here when I started the live session and he just jumped off. It's too early for him. He knew the market was going to suck today. He just knew it. He knew we weren't going to get something. And he didn't bother to wait. All right, we got the sell signal here that's currently pending. Again, like I said, guys, this is going to be a bit of an issue because, for me at least, because it's going to be too close to the sessions down here. So ideally, I was looking for the sell signal to close up here, you know, one of these two candles. Yeah, it's too low, guys. I don't think I'm going to be able to take an MPSV2 down here. If you guys want to take it, I'll mark it up for you guys. But I think this here is going to be a little too low for me. All right, we got the 30-minute candle closing here in about 2 minutes. All right, price is pushing back up. So it does not look like we're going to get an MPSV2 right there. So you guys can see the fake outs out of these ranges. I mean, price will tend to be in this range. Fake out, come down, fake out again, come right back up. All right, so sellers never really took control here. The buyers might be back in control from that point. Currently at the upper point of the range. And then we got news in about 2 minutes, crude oil inventories, I believe, or gas stock change. Thanks, Sam. So the market profile, we're getting a lower rejection over here off the value high. So this is what I'm going to be looking for here, guys. We have price above this area. I'm looking for price to close above it. Retest from the value low or the point of control and come back up to the next level up here. So buys might be in play right now. Wait for some confirmation over here from the clean charts. Yeah, the buys might be back in play. Buy signal right there. See if there's anything up here. Man, we always get to this point where there's like sessions somewhere nearby. All right, so buys are going to be in play right here, guys. I'll be looking for possible MPSV2 to the upside. 30-minute candle here is about to close in about 20 seconds. We had a rejection off the volume profile, market profile. Possible rejection off the clean chart here if it does end up pushing up higher. Possibly breaking retest over here off the SR chart. And trend shifts over here on the 1 minute, 5 minute, and 10 minute. All right. We've got gas stock change here. It's like low impact, so I'm not gonna put too much attention on it. But we have a possible NPS V2 setting up right here for a buy. We get that retracement candle and possibly continuation to the upside. Looks like the volume here is starting to slow down a little bit. Thirty-minute rejection off the point of control. All right, so we got a possible V1 variation setting up right here. V1 and MPS V2. So I'll be looking to take this here if it closes. It's got to like for sure close green though. ACR is currently at 36. Got 30 seconds left on this candle, so we got some time. Candle closing in about 20 seconds. We got 10 seconds till candle close. Candle closing in about 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Order submitted.
In the position right there.
Order filled.
Right here.
Order filled.
Volatility is like kind of choppy again today. I hate how like the entry comes up and then it's just kind of slow and then it picks up. And
Order
then it just
filled.
kind of
Order filled.
keep saying order filled on these.
Order filled.
I don't know what's going on with this. Hasn't hit anything yet. Price is pushing up. Further.
Target filled.
Oh.
Order filled.
Out. All right, full TP on that trade. Caught 30 points on that one. Pretty good. Pretty solid. Caught 30 points on that one there. So solid play right there, guys. Full TP on that. 30 points. I mean, it did exactly what we were looking for. Candle wasn't too big. Criteria was all met. No FOMO on this trade. Waited for that candle to close, and it played out perfect. So nice work, guys. Glenn caught it. Nice work. Yeah, Sam caught it too. Shivam got it. CJ got it. Christian got it. Brock did not get it. Brock said that missed that one. I was busy closing up, but Brock did do pretty well too for the day. So nice work, Brock. Yeah, Glenn said kind of iffy move. I agree. Because that's what I was saying in the past, guys. Like I hate how the candle will like be slow on entry and then it ends up and then the volatility starts getting kind of crazy, right? I was kind of worried that it was like gonna bounce around a little too much, but I mean, thankfully here it did play out perfect and we got out with profit. Christian said, yeah, no FOMO. Perfect. So no FOMO there, perfect entry. I'll take a screenshot of my profits and then go from there. I think I only took it on a few accounts though, not all of them. Yeah. I was trying to figure out why I kept saying order filled for like some of them. I mean, whatever. Not a big deal. Yeah, for the most part, pretty solid. So here, I'll just take a screenshot of my profit so far. I'll take a screenshot of this as well. I'll look for another entry here, but I don't know. Just looking at the market so far, 7:35, we're getting closer to 8 o'clock. I'm not sure if we're going to find anything else here. Ideally, I would like to take another one, but um, yeah, it's going to be a little tricky. A little tricky not getting, greedy on these moves here. So like I said, guys, I'm going for the 30 points now because of the volatility. I mean, we're able to push for those types of moves, and it's working in our favor. So we got some profits over here from Christian. Christian locked in 585. Nice work, Christian. Solid profits there. We have Barack's profits here as well. So this is his first account locked in. He locked in about 5,000 right there. 2,782 on the first account, 2,432 on the second account. Then for his other accounts over here, Barack locked in 11,728. So nice work right there, Barack, on catching those entries there. My profits over here, I will take a screenshot of them as well. Let's see. Let's see. It's right here. I actually like going for the 30 points now. It's a little farther out, but I think it's a lot more ideal. I'm gonna try to keep it to a 1-to-1 with the MPS V2s because it does make a big difference in the totals. Looks good. All right, so let me post my profits real quick, and then I mean we'll keep looking for opportunities here. I just don't see anything here at the moment. Like I don't see another sell signal coming up in the next couple minutes or so. This will probably keep just inching up a little bit, and then we'll kind of just see if there's any more opportunities as price moves along. So here is all right. So here are my profits on that trade, guys. Um, you can see over here I locked in about. I mean, it kind of depends on the account. Some of the accounts locked in 1,000, some of them locked in a couple hundred. But for the most part, it looks like I locked in a total profit of, what's the rest of them? Total profit of, we'll say about like 20 to 30,000 here off that specific trade. So not too bad. Back in profit for the week, of course. And yeah, I mean, it's a solid win. So I'll try to find another one here. It looks like price is probably gonna push up to the sessions right here. We just had a lot of confluences for the buys, guys. Like earlier, we looked at this. We had the rejection off the market profile, rejection off the point of control. A lot of rejections right here. Also off the volume profile and off the clean chart. So with that said, like I've been saying, guys, the more confluences you have, the better. You don't need the confluences, but obviously the more confluences, the more ideal your entry would be for the push to the upside or the push in the direction of wherever you're looking. We have more profits here from Shivam. So let's see. Shivam over here locked in. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're say about like 10,000 for the day for Shivam. Solid profits right there. And then solid profits on your PA account as well. So pretty good work right there. Like I said, guys, these MPS V2s, if you were to like, if I was to go back and just restart what my focus would be for with trading, I could probably just stick to these MPS V2s. MPS V2s plus the A plus setups. I think if you just stick to those types of entries, you should be perfectly fine. I mean, like if you guys were on the mentoring session with me and Mike yesterday, like he said that this is like the first time he's really like he felt confidence with the strategy, and it's the first time he's been profitable. So, I think I'm glad that Mike is new in our group because he's basically going to be the proof of concept, right, for this specific strategy. When he first started, I told him, just stick to this one strategy, and if he can make it doing that, then basically anybody can. If you follow directions and do things properly, there should be no problem with being able to um, do a lot better, of course, in the long run. So other than that, trying to see if there's anything I'm missing here. And I don't know what's up with like certain people's accounts, but it seems like a big discrepancy. Make sure to close out. It seems like my accounts are kind of all over the place with profitability. One, two, okay. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of slippage on my accounts. I mean, I am trading like 60 accounts. I'm trying to look at my accounts right now to kind of see like what the deal is. But I don't know. I understand like why some of these are like way off compared to others. I don't know, I'll figure it out. I guess there's just a lot of slippage here. All right, anyways, guys, there's no entries here right now at the moment. Going back to our entries for the day, there's about 3 entries that came up. So 3 entries and one breakout. Breakout over here hit full TP for 100 points on open. And then we had one A plus set up here, one MPS, and then one more MPS over here as well. We'll keep looking for entries here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hop into the chat. Otherwise, I mean, just looking at like how price here is currently, I mean, in general, just how it's moving. I'm not really expecting another opportunity here just yet. But yeah, I guess we'll keep looking to see if there's anything here that may come up. But again, the buyers are in control right now. We have a buy signal that's currently running. There's an A plus setup that came up right here after. So we had the buy signal here. MPS V2 was running on this candle. There's a V1 variation that came up right here, and then there was an engulfing right here. So this engulfing candle would have been the A plus plus setup if anybody was looking to take that there. Yeah, exactly. Mike said, but it is indeed the first time I've been ever been profitable. Yeah, no, definitely, Mike. And like, I think if Mike and if any of you guys continue to just stick to the game plan, I think you guys should be perfectly fine. That's it's part of the game. It's really just not giving up and finding something that fits your trading style. So we'll see. I'm excited to see what happens with you, Mike, because I mean you're like literally you joined and you did MPSV2 and you've been doing well. And I'm excited to see where this takes you over the next couple months. And it's gonna be yeah, it's gonna be a game changer for sure. Nothing here right now. Yeah, Mike said his motto is KISS, KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. That's really what it is, guys. I feel like with trading, if you can keep it simple, I know like for me, guys, I have a lot of confluences here that I look at, but they're not necessary, right? I like looking at the confluences because I'm extra careful with my entries, but for the most part, you don't need all these extra windows. I have these tabs just for confluences. All my entries happen on here. My actual analysis happens on here, but I do have a trend, obviously a trend window here to look at the overall trend, market structure, market profile in the 1 minute, same with the 30-minute, volume profile, clean chart, and support resistance. So you don't need all this stuff, but for the most part, I like looking at it because it gives me more confidence with my entry, especially if I'm going for like a 30-point move, right? I don't really see much else happening here, guys. If there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to hop into the chat. Market volatility here is starting to flatten out, so we'll keep looking for entries here, but if we don't find anything good, then we'll, obviously we'll kind of start wrapping it up pretty soon. So yeah, as you guys can see, the market here is pretty dead. It's now consolidating sideways, so we don't really have much going on here. This is kind of like what we've been used to for the past couple of months. Lately, the market's been very volatile and directional, but this is it looks like the market's starting to kind of calm down a bit, and it's going back to what we were kind of dealing with prior, which is fine, and it's not a big deal. If this is the case, we'll just adjust our TP stop loss. Might drop from a 30-30 to a 20-20, but we'll kind of just wait for something here to play through. Otherwise, nothing here to take right now. Yeah, Sam said, thanks for the entry today, Sean. I'm expecting retracement. See you tomorrow. Yeah, I'm expecting retracement. So you're probably back to the downside. Looking at this here, market opened at this lower end. So market opened right here. Price came down sharply, came back up, and then now it's pushing back up higher, but it's pretty flat. So I think if this starts to continue flattening out, it's probably going to reverse back to the downside. Possibly. Not guaranteed, but, possibly. Mike said, for the record, trying to trade on a flight sucks. Yeah, I wouldn't trade on a flight. I tried to do that on my trip to Punta Cana last week, and the problem is that like the internet is so shoddy and it's not very consistent. So like the last thing you want to do is take a trade and then lose connection, and then everything goes to shit basically. So yeah, I mean, I'm assuming in the future they're gonna get better technology, because I remember like, a few years back, it was like almost impossible to get Wi-Fi on a plane, and now Wi-Fi is decent, it's just not fast enough. So yeah, exactly. Shabam said Starlink partnership soon. I'm sure, definitely. Let's see. CJ said, I wonder how many windows Brock has. I know he has basic rules that he follows, but for the most part, he goes off instinct, like you said yesterday, Sean. Yeah, he kind of goes off like sometimes, a lot of times he doesn't actually follow strategies. He kind of just goes off instinct. He goes just off the off the intuition, which I do sometimes too. I remember before I used to trade off intuition, a lot of people get pissed off. If you remember on FTMO, guys, I used to always see some movements in the market. I take an entry and I get out. People would be pissed because I wouldn't tell anybody. But when you trade off instincts and you trade off of discretion, like you don't really have time to explain it. You just see a movement there and you're like, okay, price is likely to push up from here. Like for example, these pivot bounces. I used to trade this way, and CC used to trade this way too. We take quick scalps off these pivot bounces, right? Every time price bounce off the pivot, we're like, all right, 10 points, 10 points, 10 points. And at that point, you'll be up like 30, 40, 50 points. And, it happens within like a, 10-minute period. So trading off instinct and trading off discretion is it's a skill, right? It's a skill that you start to pick up over time. But yeah, I mean, Barack wasn't always trading that way though. I don't believe so. I think he was trading very strictly before, and now he kind of trades. He uses the strategy as confluences, and then he kind of just takes entries where he sees the the bounces and the push through. Yeah, CJ said, I remember when I would hear your MT4 ding and I would enter because you would say what you see. Yeah, I know that was what it was a lot of times, guys. In the past, a lot of times I would just do analysis and then you guys would hear my MT4 make that entry noise, and then I would be in the position. People would just enter right away. Because I'm like, price will probably go up here, and then you hear the little click noise, and then everyone would hop into that. And then when I say get out, everyone would get out. Um, Yeah, I was tempted to open up like a YOLO account and then kind of just trade like that, like just one account and then do that, and you guys could just follow through. But I don't want to do that because if I do that, it's gonna mess with people's trade psychology and the way that they see things. I mean, it messes with mine too. It's a tricky way because you never really know what I'm getting in and you never really know what I'm getting out. You just know which direction I'm trading in. Let's see, PC's asking, did Brock come up with this new MPS V2? Like he had an idea of a strategy that we already applied in the past. He just had like different requirements for it. So he kind of improved on something that we had before. And then he has his own criteria. Like he came up with a TP stop loss for it. Um, yeah, because I think when we were training it before, we used to go for like 10 points, which works too. I mean, if you were going to go for 10 points, it'd still hit. But obviously the bigger TP, the better. So Brock, he kind of added his own requirements to it. And then I ended up taking the requirements away because I was like, you don't really need this stuff. Like I think one of the requirements he had was to like, wait for the market to kind of stabilize in the beginning. We still wait for the market to stabilize without actually having to like think about it. But for the most part, I think our criteria to start taking entries was after 640 or 645. And then there was just a couple different rules that he had. And I just kind of changed them up. I think like initially it was like momentum signal, retracement, and then you can get down from like right here. But I mentioned like, it's probably best if you wait for it to push past the momentum. And that's why we changed it from entry down here to entry up here. So we worked together on putting it. But yeah, the initial gist of like what we're applying now, it all came from Brock's initial analysis of like what he saw using the momentum indicator. Yeah, y'all said like what Barack would do sometimes is if he gets a Kodi Kai like a momentum signal on the 1 minute where he has direction based off supply and demand, he just takes it in the same direction. Yeah. And that's kind of the same thing that I'm doing here with the market profile. So if I see a rejection off the market profile and we get a momentum in that direction, that's usually where I look to take the MPS V2. So a lot of the analysis that we both do, they kind of line up. It's just the way he identifies supply and demand is different compared to how I'm using the market profile here. But it's pretty much the same thing, right? It's pretty much these zones act the same way. That's why I have multiple windows here for the 1 minute, 30-minute volume, clean, and then also the support resistance. So Brock has like maybe one of them, but I use about like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different confirmations for those bounce points. So it works out for both of us because I'll be looking at more, he'll be looking at less. If they line up together, his trade's probably gonna hit. So it works out. Yeah, Gyal said from our encounter setting up SC Sierra, yeah, Brock loves the momentum indicator. It's like his K2 indicator bay. Yeah, that's like the main thing. If you look at all of our entries here, everything is kind of based off the catalyst is always going to be momentum, right? If you see momentum there, like for example, there's another MPS V2 that just came up right here for a sell. Kind of a tricky area, but MPS V2 just set up right there. Yeah, did you get that, Mike? I wasn't paying attention, but yeah, the MPS V2 did come up right there. Good eye on catching that or identifying it. Nice. So Mike did catch this one right here. This was actually a good one, Mike. There's no problems with your entry here. So I know yesterday me and Mike had our one-on-one mentoring session. He had a couple entries. They're almost spot on, but now this one is actually really spot on, Mike. So this was a perfect entry. Red sell signal right here, green retracement, confirmation. It was not touching the sessions. It was also engulfing, so that's another confluence on top of that. And then played out perfect. Shot right through. Nice. Kyle caught it too, and CJ caught it. Man, I should have caught it too. It's all good. I'm glad you guys caught that right there. I wasn't really paying attention to it because the volatility was too low. But you guys can see that it doesn't really matter what's going on with market volatility. If the entry comes up, it's usually going to hit regardless of the fact. And that's exactly what happened here. Yeah, Mike said, accept the red flags I traded into yesterday. Yeah, yesterday you're trading into those red flags, but today I think this was a pretty spot on entry. No problems with this one here. We had rejections off the value high right here too. So there's actually a lot of confluences here that lined up with that one. Rejection off the 30-minute value high. I think it would only be one confluence for me there. Let me check over here real quick. No, there's two confluences, so that was a good entry. There was rejection right here off the 950 price point. And probably up here too with the SRs. Yeah, there was. Yeah, so good entry right there, guys. It's 7:57 right now, guys. If there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to hop into the chat. It's going to be 8 o'clock in about 3 minutes, so it's about to be end of my trading time. But yeah, if there's anything you guys want me to cover, any questions you guys have that you guys want me to explain, feel free to hop into the chat. I'm going to take a look at crude oil real quick. So crude oil over here, I mean, it seems like if you trade in the direction of the trend, it's usually gonna hit pretty nicely. So like, for example, we had a sell entry that came up right here, sell signal, retracement, confirmation right there. The confirmation happened on that candle. And it's still running actually. Crude oil is kind of slow right now. We had news this morning, but it's still kind of slow. So one entry right there, full TP, it just hit. And then we have another one over here too. Sell signal, retracement, confirmation. Another full TP right there. I think 25-cent moves for oil is going to be good for scalps. For the bigger moves, go for the dollar. Basically a dollar confirmation. Right here again, buy signal, retracement, confirmation. Nice. Yeah, a couple entries right here. So I'm looking at crude oil. There's a couple of good entries that came up. So there's about 3 entries that came up for the day, and they all hit. I think for crude oil, you do have to trade in the direction of the trend. It's not as choppy as YM, so you can't really trade both ways. But if you follow the trend here, bullish trend, buy signal, retracement, entry right there, full TP. Same with this one over here. We're in a bearish trend, sell signal, retracement, confirmation, full TP. And then, of course, another one right here, sell signal, retracement, confirmation, full TP. So pretty solid right there. All right, guys, it is 8 o'clock and it looks like I am done trading for the day. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. Otherwise, we'll be back here tomorrow for NFP. Remember, guys, tomorrow's going to be kind of crazy. So, I mean, I'd be kind of a little careful on market open. Let the market kind of stabilize a little bit. Check the 530 candle. It's going to be pretty crazy. I think it's going to drop it's going to dump, I think, based off the jobs data that has came out so far. So if you guys do want to look at that, I mean, feel free to take a look. Otherwise, I think I am out for the day. Yeah, CJ said I'm about to dip like our CFO and enjoy the rest of my day. I thought you said he was going to be right behind me, so I turned over and he wasn't. That dude's still probably sleeping. So, All right, guys, I think that's it for today. If you guys have any questions, hit me up on Discord. If you guys have some problems to post up, feel free to send them in. Otherwise, I think we are good, and we'll be back here tomorrow for NFP. So, all right, guys.